BlueStacks recently released a new version for Apple Silicon Macs called BlueStacksAir. As someone who regularly tests Android emulators on Apple Silicon devices, I thought it would be interesting to create a comparison video between BlueStacksAir and MuMuPlayer Pro. So, I spent about a week testing both emulators to explore their key differences, and to determine which one performs better overall. Let's go down the list. First of all, both emulators are designed to run exclusively on Apple Silicon Map. They support the OpenGL, LES 3.1 graphic APIs, so they pretty much can handle different games from 2D to 3D easily. The game performance between the two is clearly identical, very responsive, and they both work great with the keyboard and mouse. The first major difference between the two emulators is the Android version they use. BlueStacksAir currently runs on Android 13, while MuMuPlayer Pro still operates on Android 12. At first glance, you might assume that a higher Android version means better app compatibility. However, in my testing, MuMuPlayer Pro actually offers superior game compatibility. Around 90% of the games and apps available on the Play Store can be installed and run directly on it. It handles everything smoothly, from lightweight 2D games like Pokemon TCG Pocket to more demanding titles such as Genshin Impact. On the other hand, BlueStacksAir compatibility list is relatively limited. In its beta stage right now, it's focusing more on popular titles like Pepsi, MOS, and W-Ringwave. However, if you play some niches game like Infinity Nick or Zenlia Zone Zero, you might experience crashes when opening or might not be able to install because the game doesn't support this emulator yet. BlueStacksAir is still in its beta stage, and as expected, its app compatibility will likely improve over time. So while that's not a major concern, what really matters right now is how well each emulator is optimized for gaming. When diving into BlueStacksAir's settings, I found them to be quite basic. You can adjust CPU and RAM allocation, as well as change the display resolution. Most of the other tabs simply display system information, like graphics API details or instructions for connecting with debugging tools. In contrast, MuMuPlayer Pro offers a more robust settings menu, giving you greater flexibility to customize the virtual Android environment, which can directly impact performance and compatibility. With MuMuPlayer Pro, you have much more control. You can customize the virtual device, including selecting a device brand, modifying the device model, and saving the GPU type. In the Display tab, there are several built-in tools beyond just resolution settings, such as a FPS counter, window rotation options, and most notably, a graphics enhancement feature that upscales game visuals. Take PUBG Mobile as an example. The game looks smoother and more realistic on MuMuPlayer Pro, while on BlueStacksAir, visuals appear choppy and foggy. Details like buildings and trees have jagged edges, likely due to poor anti-aliasing, which normally helps smooth out pixelated game objects. One standout feature in MuMuPlayer Pro is the ability to enable root access directly from the settings. This is particularly useful for installing third-party apps like Fortnite, which is no longer available on the Google Play Store. If you're looking to install Fortnite, you'll find a step-by-step tutorial linked in the description. Another handy feature in MuMuPlayer Pro is the ability to change the storage directory in the global settings. This is especially useful if you have an external SSD and want to run the emulator directly from it to save internal space. Currently, when you uninstall an app in BlueStacksAir, the associated data isn't automatically removed, meaning it continues to occupy storage. The only way to completely delete it is to reinstall the emulator. In contrast, MuMuPlayer Pro includes a built-in disk cleanup tool, which helps you free up space by removing leftover files after app uninstallation. Beyond settings differences, one of the biggest standout features of MuMuPlayer Pro is its multi-instance support, a feature not yet available in BlueStacksAir. If you're managing multiple accounts for a specific game, this feature can be incredibly helpful. You can create new Android instances or clone an existing one, allowing you to run multiple emulator windows simultaneously. Lastly, another key point of differentiation is pricing. While BlueStacksAir is currently free in its beta version, pricing plans may change. It's something to consider depending on your long-term usage needs. To wrap it up, I personally prefer MuMuPlayer Pro over BlueStacksAir for all the reasons I mentioned earlier. It's more optimized, more stable, offers better graphics, and has more features. But that's just my take. What about you? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let me know which emulator you prefer. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.